Hello everyone, welcome to another episode from Chedexcel. Today we are going to talk to you about types of chemical reactions and how can we write ionic equations. Now there are different types of chemical reactions, we have given different names for them, but in unit 1 we get certain types of reaction that they commonly ask in MCQs. So we are going to talk about 6 different types of chemical reactions. They are not the only 6 types we have in chemistry, but those are the common types of chemical reactions they ask us in past papers. So, we will see what they are. Now, in inorganic chemistry, right, we have different types, we will see them first. One of the main type we have here is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. So, simple answer is neutralization is a reaction between an acid and a base to produce water and salt. But if the acid and base is in a solid state, sometimes you might not produce water. Now, common reaction is NaOH with HCl. You get NaCl and H2O, and this is we call it as a neutralization reaction. You get acid reacts with base to produce salt and water. But this is also a neutralization reaction, SiO2, CaSiO3. So, this is also a neutralization reaction. Calcium oxide is alkaline, SiO2 is slightly acidic. So, when they react, you produce CaSiO3. So, that is also a neutralization reaction. So, acid and base react to produce salt and water is a common neutralization, but here both of them are neutralization. So, neutralization is acidic substance react with the alkaline substance to produce salt, right. That is the very first time. Then we will see what are the others we have in inorganic chemistry. There is another reaction type we have is thermal decomposition, or simply we say them as decomposition reaction, right. Example, calcium carbonate, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. This triangle like thing we use it to to show that it is heated, but normally we do not write it. So, in thermal decomposition reaction, how can we easily find it is a thermal decomposition, because you have only one reactant and it gives different products, right. So, H2O2, H2O plus O2, that is also a decomposition reaction. MgNO3 twice, magnesium nitrate, MgO plus NO2 plus O2. So, this is also a thermal decomposition reaction. In thermal decomposition reactions, we have only one reactant and it gives different products, right. So, that is a one, thermal decomposition. So, if you go to another one, third type we normally get is precipitation reaction. Precipitation reaction. Calcium chloride plus silonitrate, AgNO3, you get AgCl plus calcium nitrate. AgCl solid. So, always a precipitation reactions, what happened is two aqueous substances reacted to give a solid. That is how we can easily find a precipitation. Two aqueous substances react together to produce a solid. Very common one, H2SO4 aqueous reacts with barium chloride aqueous to produce barium sulfate solid, and in this case it is 2HCl. So, barium sulfate solid. So, two aqueous substances react together to produce a solid, we call it as a precipitation reaction, right. So, that is the third type we get in inorganic chemistry. All right, the fourth one over here, we call it as displacement reaction. What are the displacement reactions? In displacement reaction, always you would get an element as a product, right. Magnesium reacts with copper sulfate, you get magnesium sulfate and copper. Copper element is displaced as an element product, so we call it as a displacement, right. Potassium iodide reacts with Cl2, you get potassium chloride and iodine. It does not have to be metal it can be a non-metal as well. So, we can say this one as a displacement reaction. So, those are the 4 common types we get in inorganic chemistry. Neutralization reaction, thermal decomposition reaction, precipitation reaction and displacement reaction. There are some other types like oxidation reactions, but here we are not going to talk about them. So, these are the 4 common types you have in inorganic chemistry. There are 4 different types of chemical reactions, very commonly asked in MCQ. Right. Now, when you come to the organic chemistry, other than these 4 types, you have 2 more types, common type in unit 1. One reaction is in inorganic chemistry, so I am just studied as a 5th one, addition reaction. In addition reaction, a new elements are added. This is what you learn in organic chemistry. So, water molecule is being added. So, in addition reaction, how can you find it as an addition? All the existed atoms should be there. Two carbon atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms, those are there. 2 carbon atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms are there. Other than that, you get a 1 OH and H. If you use a different, if I use a different color, this is H2O. So, this is the different atoms that is being added. So, addition reactions, always the existing atoms are there, new elements are being added, right. I will write another one, addition reaction, Cl2. Existed atoms, carbon and hydrogen, they exist as that, and 2 new elements being added. So, chlorine is added. So, those are called as addition reactions, right. The last one I write it over here, that is a substitution reaction. So, what happens in substitution is the one element is being replaced by another element. The hydrogen atom in this case is replaced by a chlorine atom. So, we call it as a substitution reaction, right. In substitution reaction, one element or one group present in a molecule is replaced by another substance. So, those are the 6 common types we have in chemistry, especially in unit 1, to identify or to understand in different chemical reaction types. So, normally you will be asked in an MCQ to find out what is the chemical reaction type that happens. So, you have to figure it out whether it is a neutralization or thermal decomposition or precipitation or displacement or addition, or whether it is a substitution. So, those are the 6 different types of chemical reactions we get in unit 1 paper. Unit 1 it comes, so normally it can come for unit 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as well, right. So, those are the first part. Then we will see how we can balance, how we can write an ionic equation when you are given a chemical reaction. Right. To write an ionic equations, there are few common rules like thing that you have to remember. We will see what they are. Right. So, write in ionic equations. So, to write ionic equations, the common thing you have to understand is we can't separate solid, liquid or gas. We can only separate aqueous substances. So, we are writing ionic equation just by separating solid aqueous substances. You can never ever separate solid, liquid or gas. For example, let us take a precipitation reaction. Barium chloride aqueous reacts with H2SO4 aqueous. It produces BaSO4 solid plus HCl aqueous. So, when writing the ionic equation, you can separate the aqueous one. So, barium chloride, barium 2 plus, Cl minus. So, you have to have 2 here, H2SO4, H plus and SO4 2 minus. So, to do that, you should remember the charges or the valencies of the ions. BaSO4 solid, 2H plus and 2 Cl minus, aqueous. Then what you do is you can cancel off the common one, 2 Cl minus cancelled out with this 2 Cl minus, 2H plus will cancel off with this 2H plus. So, the remaining one would be the ionic equation. right. So, this is how we write the ionic equations. You can't separate solids, liquid or gas, only you can separate is aqueous. So, barium 2 plus aqueous sulfate aqueous barium sulfate solid. So, this is the ionic equation of this chemical reaction, right. We do one last one. A very common one they ask, sodium carbonate Na2CO3 aqueous reacts with HCl aqueous, sodium chloride aqueous, carbon dioxide gas and H2O liquid. So, when you ask the ionic equation of this one, sodium carbonate Na plus CO3 2 minus HCl H plus and Cl minus, or 2H plus 2Cl minus, 2NaCl 2Na plus 2Cl minus, carbon dioxide you can't separate, water you can't separate. Why? They are solids, they are liquids and gases. You can only separate aqueous. So, 2Na cancel out with this 2Na, 2 carbonate will cancel out with carbonate is not going to cancel out, the Cl minus cancel out with the Cl minus. So, remaining part is the ionic equation, carbonate plus 2H plus, carbon dioxide and H2. This is a very common one that comes in unit 2 as well. Commonly they ask unit 1 as well in writing ionic equation. So, the common stuff to remember when you writing the ionic equation, you can't separate solid, liquid and gas, right. So, that is how we write the ionic equation, and that is it, right. So, we learn how to write the different types of chemical reactions, and this is how we can write the ionic equation, right. So, we will come with another one. So, that is it. Thanks for watching.